What's up? It's me, Butterflies of Light, and I'm back with Capricorn moon signs and their mothers. Wow. So, yes, if you're a Capricorn moon sign, and hopefully you can relate to this video that I'm about to do, people with displacement, their mothers could be like very serious, really not emotionally supportive. And if they were emotionally supportive, they still put a large amount of responsibility on the person of displacement. Now, if it wasn't physical responsibility, like handling some chores and helping with the other siblings, always doing something. If it is not that way, it was in a way to where the person with displacement was required by their mother figure to be a certain way, to behave a certain way, to be mindful of things, to be more mature than their actual age. So it could have been aspects to where a person with this placement, moon sign placement, was always told, shh, don't talk when you're not talked to. You're getting yelled at or either disciplined, and it doesn't have to be physical discipline. It could just be in a way to where you're always put in this place. You're always put in this place to where you can't just be acting out or being irresponsible, and even emotionally irresponsible. And we know that as a child, like children don't really know how to be responsible like that off top, especially emotional responsible. What I mean is that a child with this aspect, if they wanted to cry or express their feelings in a certain way, the mother could have rushed in and told them, hey, you know what, that's nothing to cry about. Suck it up. Be mature. Like if there was a bunch of other siblings around or friends or associates, whatever, and everybody's cutting up or yelling and playing, getting too loud, then the mother will always look to that child with displacement to be the mature one. Like, wait, stop it. You can't be this loud. You can't be acting up. You know better than that. And the child could just literally be like, okay, so everybody else is playing. Everybody else is having a good time. That's all I want to do. The mother could have also be like a business person. You could have a child with displacement, could have like a mother or parental figures that are into business, running their own business, having to be responsible for other situations or establishing some type of security for the family, things of that nature. And that is why it's like they have no time, because they're really busy and they're tied into that, to really focus on the child on an emotional level. So like the child with displacement could go and try to talk to their mother, but the mother, instead of just being there emotionally, the mother could have just tried to always give advice or come down hard on the child. The mother could have just, the fact that she was so busy made her occupied in what she was building. Now she's building a structure and she's building an environment for her children or her family or whatever she's working at to support and to take care and to provide for these situations. But at the same time, it's like what the child with displacement wanted and needed the most was just to be there, emotional presence. So if you have a child with displacement, understand that your child already has a heavy burden, emotional burden, that is just comes attached with them as is, just by birthright. And whenever you have a problem, they feel like they have a problem. Whenever you have a problem, they feel like it's their problem to try to figure out, to try to get in order. And sometimes they don't know how to just let go and be a kid. So it's important to remind them sometimes, like, look, no, just go have fun with the rest of the kids. Just go have fun, relax. You don't have to be responsible for these things. It's okay to let them know that sometimes. They could be a very big help. Like a child or a person with displacement, they could have been a very big help to their family, to their mother. Just feel like they have to play a part. And a lot of times I've seen where the mother will, if the child is just coming and just wanted to talk or just express themselves, the mother will tell them, no, don't, it's not the right time, be quiet, keep that to yourself, just get over it, things of that nature. And these kids, what they do, they grow up with feelings of being inadequate or feeling as if they're blocked off, they're in a box, or they're in a space to where they really can't speak out. And it's not as important to voice their emotions or to be emotional. They feel safer just not saying anything, not doing anything. They feel safer showing that they care in ways of work, being like a parent, being like a guardian type figure, and in a personal relationship, it comes off as more of, instead of a partner, a significant other, or a friend, is more like a disciplinary figure. You're watching over me, you're telling me what to do, and it's just how they show that they care. Because at a younger age, they felt like they had to be that way. They had to be that way because their mother or whoever their guardian was that played that feminine role made them be that way. They didn't give them the room to be emotionally vulnerable. There was no room there. Now, the mother most times could have been doing it for the sheer fact that she feels like the world is hard. This ain't no easy place. And what she's trying to instill in her child is everything that she didn't get, she didn't learn, or she experienced. She didn't get, she didn't learn, or she experienced. And what she experienced is the reality of the world. And she doesn't want her child to really have to go through those things the way that she did. So her best bet, her next thing is, okay, I want to protect my child from that. And the only way I'm going to protect my child is give them a hard dose of reality through me. And she says it when the child goes to cry, and the mother is like, well, what's wrong with you? That's no reason to cry. It's no reason for you to act that way. Grow up, mature, or I can't hear it right now. Keep that to yourself. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And the child the whole time starts feeling like, okay, the best bet for me to do is keep these things to myself. I feel safe that way. There's no room for this in the world. There's no room for me to connect with another person on the emotional level like that. So this is the thing. If you are a parent and you have a child with this position, sometimes let them just open up and express themselves. If something happened at school that day and it's affecting them on a level, especially an emotional level, instead of telling them, no, I don't want to hear it, grow up, just allow them to express themselves. Allow them to be sad, allow them to be upset, and allow them to be mad, and then ask them, allow them to cry and ask them, okay, so how are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? And if they're like, oh, I'm disappointed because of A, B, or C, you don't have to step in all the time and say, oh, well, you shouldn't be because that's how life is. No. Ask them, like, okay, so how does it make you feel about you that happening? Well, it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel upset. Okay. You have a right to be upset. I can actually understand why you're upset because somebody that you trusted so much betrayed your trust, and that's not right. I understand how you feel. And let them have that feeling. You want to cry? Go ahead and cry. Let them have those feelings naturally, normally. And the most important thing is to make time for them, because you get so busy sometimes. We get so busy and we're busy doing what we need to do, the next thing, what's after that, and we kind of just shoot a child along. Or if they come in and they say something, it's like, okay, no, not now. And the child really takes that personal, especially a child with displacement. So sometimes it's best like a couple times out the week, eat more than a couple times, because I feel like this. I feel like if a job or work is important, nothing is more important than a child and the well-being of a child. That's why most of us work anyhow to create stability for them. That's why most of us is doing, like, going out living the life that we really truly want, is because of stability for them. So why not have that in all areas instead of material? So say, oh, you know what? I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes. Shoot. What happened today? Let's sit down and talk. Shoot. Give it all to me. What's going on? Listen to them. And sometimes you're going to make a mistake. As a parent, there's no perfect script to follow. I can actually vouch for this position because my daughter has a Capricorn moon sign. And here I am, I'm trying to build my business, I'm trying to do my work, do my thing. Even at the house, in house with her, I find it so hard sometimes to just be like, hey, let's talk. She's in so many other things and she's around me all the time, but there's those times when she comes up and she wants to talk, and I'm like, man, I'm busy right now. Wait until later. You know. And since I am aware of this placement that she has, I catch myself, and now I'm more like, okay, well, let's hear it. What's the problem? And what I notice her biggest thing is you're shutting me down when I'm trying to express myself, express my emotions. You know, she doesn't really say emotions, but that's what she's trying to express. And I learned, so I changed the behavior that I was presenting to her, or I was connecting to her with, and you know, I let her know, hey, you're crying about that. It's fine. It's okay for you to cry. And then later on, you know what? I tell her, I make her feel good. Like, okay, well, you know what? Guess what? You got me. I'm here for you. Huh? That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Because they want to know that there's something they could connect with outside of the harsh world. And you got to be able to give them that. And I just wanted to share my story for you guys because I want to let you know I have to be consciously aware until I break those patterns and I get it in my head like, okay, this is the energy, because it's the energy that plays out. And you have to be mindful of the energy, or it's going to overpower you, overpower your relationships, you know? So, yeah, a person with displacement, it's hard for them to be emotionally expressive, open, and connected on an emotional level. And people with displacement, like your significant others, people that you involve yourself with, sometimes they don't want to hear anything back in a disciplinary way. Like, I told you so, you shouldn't have did that. Sometimes they just want your support. Sometimes they just want to know, okay, I'm sorry, you're sorry. Or they just want a hug. Or they just want you to be in a moment with them. They don't want anything else but that. Okay? Because it's easy to grow up and be in situations with important relationships to where you're just disconnected. You don't really know how to be there emotionally. And you think it's something that you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to do A, B, C, or D, like a manual, like a script or whatever. But it's nothing that you have to do. Just be there. Okay? And I get it, because being raised a certain way for so long and learning to adapt, because that's what the people with displacement is doing. They're adapting to the way that they feel like they had to. Or this is my environment, you know? And they're only reacting the way that they know. You're only reacting the way that you know. So you got to just try sometimes just being there, just being emotionally expressive, not caring the way that it looks or who you feel like you're offending. Just say it. I can't bear all this. It's heavy. Here, take some of it. All right, so this has been Butterfly to Light and Capricorn moon sign and their mothers. I'll be back. Peace.